so unless you know what the dynamics are and what the changes are in the skill sets, you know, these students, these young people are not going to know how to really play the game and train to train themselves and condition themselves to play the game, right?
Correct. It's a mess. It's probably the number one thing, because talent only takes you so far.
You hear that, folks? You hear that? Talent is wonderful. Now, is you know, this old saying goes, if you have talent, you're 99% there, or is it that high, or is it today, or no?
To a certain level, it can get you there, but what are you going to do once you get there? And like I said, in the States at least, the talent it's never an issue finding the talent. It's always the issue of the work they're willing to put in. Right? That's why a lot of guys get to the NBA and they're so-called busts, because they've gotten for so long off that raw talent. But whether it's the NBA level or the college level, the high school level, you can't lay your laurels on your talent the entire time. It's your will, like I said, to compete, but also your skill level. Are you willing to get better and better? And the only way you get better is by putting the time and effort in.
Because raw talent doesn't mean you know how to play as a team. You work well with others. Having talent doesn't mean that you know how to lead. And part of winning is that collective mindset, working together with others, working together as a team, because you win as a team. Whether it's Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, every player has a position they have to play. And no one player can be an entire team. They can try, but the longevity of it, at some point, they get burnt out, right? And so, therefore, the work, the super athletes of the Virgin Islands, and what they're doing is to help develop their skills so the young people can take raw talent and start training, looking at the other attributes, the other qualities that they need to have to be able to go from amateur school, high school basketball to now they're in college, getting them ready for college, so they can be more attractive, if you will, for Division I basketball colleges throughout the country. And so we need to understand that there are other disciplines that parents and family that needs to help their kids, help them understand that when their kids go on the court and they play well, but they have to play as a unit, because if they don't play as a unit and they don't have all the right skills, they're not going to win as a team. You're going to have a superstar, but he's going to be a superstar by himself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Being selfish on the floor.
I didn't want to use that word, but I'm like,
it's definitely a turnoff for me.
And you hear that, folks?
That's why
no selfish players today.
No.
If Corey see any selfish player, you can see that's an X off the that's an X on the list.
Well, what's difficult is some kids believe that by trying to do this and that, trying to do everything in the world, they're going to impress. And meanwhile, it's the exact opposite. Play to your strengths. Fit your role accordingly. And the NBA, the Golden State Warriors is a perfect example. How many stars on that team? They had 4 All-Stars last year, or 3 All-Stars last year, and they had Kevin Durant, one of the top 5 players in the NBA. But even before that, they lose 15, 16, 17 games in 2 years combined because those 5 players meshed together as a unit. They were willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the team. And those are intangibles.
So a good player is a great player when they bring out the best in their teammate.
Amen. Exactly.
See, I'm a quick learner, huh?
Yeah.
See that? I'm a quick learner. And so that's what I'm assuming. So that's what you're going to be looking for: the players on the court and how they work with others to make the other player a better player. So ultimately, they can win.
Exactly. No doubt about it.
Okay, good. What else am I missing? Tell me what else in terms of the science, the formula you use, in terms of when parents are considering, whether or not sports should be a real option for them. You hear too often, kids go into sports, focusing on sports, but what they sacrifice is the academics.
Exactly.
Where's that in terms of you as a scout? Where's the academics in that whole scheme of thing process?
It's a little more. Actually, for me, it's an extra incentive to work for the kid even more. I want to see the guys that do well in the classroom do well at the next level. And what kids and their parents need to understand is that, like you said, there's a minute group that can make it to the NBA. But the college level, whether it's D3, D2, D1, NAIA, use basketball, use sport in general as a tool to gain a greater education. At the end of the day, the basketball, the hockey puck, the gloves, it's all going to be done in 10, 15 years at most. God bless it. So why
is the life of a professional athlete? 15 years?
At most, right?
Wow.
So why not use that sport as a tool for the next 70 years, right? On the books for your professional, whatever it is, being a scientist, being a doctor, whatever it is, use it as a tool. But if you can't get it done in the classroom, you have no reason to be on the basketball floor, in my mind. Because, like I said, that's 10, 15 years worth at the most. That's the small percentile. But at the end of the day, when you're 40 years old, how many people are still playing sports, professional sports?
How did you learn about this event and super athletes in the Virgin Islands?
Janae reached out, and Dream Dowling, who is a good friend of ours and a family member of theirs, is now at Arkansas State. And I've struck up a friendship with Dream and working with him as a scout and trying to help find him some guys from the States, but found out about this cause, and I think it's remarkable. It needs to be done.
When did the Caribbean, and more specifically the Virgin Islands, has the Caribbean always been a key market on the radar of the sport industry, or is it somewhat a sort of a secondary, third tier place where you guys, when you think about scouting, where's the Caribbean in that scheme of things?
It's not there.
Oh my gosh! Oh my God! I was not expecting that one.
Sorry, it had to be.
Oh my!
From a basketball perspective, it's not there as much.
Oh my gosh!
Which should not be.
Corey, now you can't say that without telling us why.
Well, first of all, there's a small group that comes out of here. Yes, it's been done. It's been done with guys like Raja Bell and Tim Duncan and Rakeem Christmas. So there is a group there. But the markets outside the United States, we're talking Canada, we're talking Australia. Those are two giant markets that right now are exploding by the year. Canada for 2-3 years straight had the number one pick in the NBA draft.
Wow.
So when Canada and Australia, and then you also add countries like England and Germany and Finland, producing so many quality college prospects and professional prospects, and the Caribbean is not. It's you see the picture of it.
Are you surprised by what you just said?
No.
You're not? You knew this?
Yeah.
You knew that the Caribbean was not a viable market in the big scheme of things in terms of sports?
Yes, because if you look at how long has Timmy Duncan been in the NBA? So how long has Rakeem Christmas, who has gone in the last 5 years? Okay, and when you look at what we're doing here in terms of preparation, we have a national team that you have hardly any players local. Virgin Islands national basketball team, but you hardly have any local players on it. What does that say?
But why is that though? Is it is it because we as a society are not doing enough to get on the radar? We're not putting the resources and the effort behind letting the rest of the world and letting the country know that we have great talent. I mean, when you look at the likes of, the Caribbean has humongous talent, phenomenal talent. Rihanna, a mega star. I mean, we can go on and on in terms of, is it the fact that we as a region, we're not doing enough to let the rest of the world know that we have talent? Or is it we're just not running in the right circle? We're not connected. And even if we're not connected, what do we have to do to let folks know we want to be part of that inner circle, to be considered?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think just from being here for 2 days and seeing a brief open gym at a local high school, the talent is there. It's all about the development process, and then, like you said, the showcase ability, the ability to say, hey, we do have talent. Like I was talking about Tim Duncan. I mean, how many guys like Tim Duncan? There will never be another Tim Duncan from America, from the Virgin Islands, from anywhere. He's a top 10 player in NBA history. So, and he came right from here, from a 5-minute, 10-minute drive from here. You need to capitalize on that. You need to capitalize on. We had Tim Duncan. We have talent here. They aren't like Tim Duncan, but they're kind of close to it. And if we can develop that the right way and showcase that talent the proper way, the guys like me will come, and whether they're scouts or professional, whatever they might be, GMs, businessmen, they'll be here to see that, because no matter where you're from, they're going to try to find a way to get the best talent possible.
We have been producing monster talent for a very long time out of the region, particularly Virgin Islands. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to tell you something. America would not be America today if it wasn't for one of us. America is the great country it is because a West Indian, a Virgin Islander, founded America. Alexander Hamilton, one of the country's founding fathers. Grew up in this little island, born in Davis, grew up in St. Croix. We shipped him off to King's College, which is now Columbia University. We've had phenomenal, tremendous talent come out here. The world doesn't know it. We have huge talent. And I'm glad and grateful to know that you're here, because what that is allowing us to do, Corey, is allowing us to, once again, tell the rest of the world we have something to offer. And the something to offer is, what's to come in terms of how we can make a difference in this world globally. We're doing so by partnering with folks like yourself, other organizations, professionals, getting the word out, telling the story. That's what we're doing. And we are hoping that as we continue to forge new alliances, foster new relationships, that the people of the Virgin Islands will continue to have an opportunity to showcase themselves in a big way. And it's going to start this weekend. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us on St. Croix this weekend for the Alan D. Burke Foundation Basketball Tournament, where you're going to have teams from the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and the rest of the Caribbean competing for top dog. And folks, Corey Evans is going to be here as a scout looking for talent this weekend. Corey, I want to thank you so much for being part of the program. And I look forward to talking to you some more over the weekend at the event. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies, anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you for having us. Super Athletes of the Virgin Islands will continue to help to organize sports to bring all the shareholders together to create a foundation so that next time Corey comes down here, he will be able to say, you know, I see the Caribbean, I see the Virgin Islands, and we want the parents particularly to listen out and to contact us, participate, and help us to get your child or children ready for the bigger world. Thank you.
All right, folks. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today's show. Another edition of The Marketplace, NBC Live in the Marketplace on WSDX 970 AM and the Colorado Network. I'm Anthony Weeks. Catch you on Thursday. Take care, folks.